10 signs that he's emotionally committed to you. In this training, we'll be going deeper into what are the signs that a man is actually deeply emotionally invested in you and committed, not just interested, and that he sees a future and wants to continue to invest in your relationship so that you can have a loving, long-term, committed relationship with a high-quality man without loneliness, frustration, or constantly doubting and wondering if he's actually deeply in love with you or not. Hi, I'm Brody Boyd, if you don't know me already, and together with my wife Antia, we've been helping thousands of successful women all over the world for over 20 years combined to get a loving, long-term, and committed relationship fast. So let's go ahead and dive right into what these powerful signs are to look for. First sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he shares his hopes and fears with you. If a man is being vulnerable with you and sharing his deep hopes and fears, his hopes for the future, his desires, his passions, and also what his fears are and what he's struggling with, what he's afraid might happen, that's a good sign that he's trusting you enough to hold that deep and vulnerable part of his heart in your hands. This is a man who really sees that you are someone that he can trust those secrets with long term, which is a good sign he's deeply committed to you. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he respects your desires. So he actually wants to know, what are your desires? What do you want and what do you feel inside? He wants to know those things so that he can respect those desires and hopefully cater to those desires as well. Help you to feel comfortable, to feel safe, and to feel like you are having a pleasurable, enjoyable experience when you are with him. He does not want to disacknowledge your desires or tell you that they're not really important or that they don't matter or just ignore them outright. He will only do that if he's not emotionally committed to you yet. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he is loyal to you in multiple ways. So he's loyal to you, of course, in the physical, sexual sense. He's not cheating on you. He's not being with other women. He's not kissing them. He's not touching them, fondling them. But he's also loyal to you in the emotional sense. So he's not messaging women online that he says are friends that he knew for 20 years, from 20 years ago or 10 years ago, and he's just, having a conversation. He's not really even acknowledging that he needs emotional needs from other women in general, whether they're female friends or otherwise. He is loyal to you. You are his source of that emotional connection, of that physical connection, and other areas of connection as well. And he's prioritizing that. And he's also not wanting to do anything that he knows would make you uncomfortable in that sense. So look for those signs that he is loyal to you in multiple ways. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he admits when he is wrong. Whether that's in a conversation, there was some facts that he got wrong, there was something he did that was hurtful, that he didn't acknowledge was hurtful at first, but he admits that he was wrong when he realizes for himself that he was wrong and that he wants to be on a level with you where he is in integrity and he is being honest, he's being open, and he wants to make himself better. So he's able to get past his ego, to get past insecurity or shame, to be able to say, yes, I made a mistake. Yes, I was wrong. I'm sorry. How can I make it better? Or I want to be a better man for you. I want to make sure that we have a solid relationship. So he's going to make that effort, and he's going to be willing to admit that in those moments so that you can have a great relationship because he emotionally cares about you. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he wants to solve problems for you. So if he sees or notices that there's something that you're struggling with, or you bring it up to him and say, I'm struggling with this, or even outright ask him for help, which can be a great thing to do, he is ready and able and willing and desiring to help you with those problems. He's actively even searching out for how can he help you with different things in your life, whether you're struggling with your taxes, your car's not working, a tech issue, there's a relationship challenge, there is something wrong, something else is wrong in your home or in the relationship. Like, he wants to solve those problems. He wants to look for how can we make it better, because he wants to make you happy. If he is deeply emotionally connected to you and committed to you, his sense of value increases when he knows that you are happy, and his sense of value decreases when he knows that you're unhappy in some way. The next sign that a man is emotionally committed to you is he wants to get involved in your hobbies and interests. So it's one thing for him to say he's interested in your hobbies and to ask questions, but he wants to get, if he's deeply emotionally committed, he probably wants to get involved in some way, whether that's just simply supporting you, checking it out. Like, for example, if you have a dance competition, if you're involved in a sport, if there's some other craft or art hobby that you're involved with, like he wants to see what you're doing, he wants to know about what you're doing, he wants to support it, he cheers you on, he's readily available to give you feedback on things if needed, and he'll go out of his way, go out of his time, make time for you to actually be there for supporting you in that hobby or that interest that you might have. So that's a good sign that he's also deeply emotionally committed at that point. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he keeps you informed with open communication. So he's not going to let things just slide by and fall through the cracks. He's going to let you know if he's running late, if he's busy with something, why he hasn't been able to reach out to you, why he hasn't been able to have a conversation. He will keep you updated regularly if he's deeply emotionally committed. So that would be regular communication in the sense of whatever that means for your stage of the relationship, whether that's daily, whether that's a couple times a week, weekly, maybe longer, depending if you guys are long distance. But he's keeping those channels open, and he's letting you know, even better, he's letting you know when he's going to contact you next, and he actually does it. So he'll say, like, I'll call you tomorrow, or I'll call you this weekend. And he actually does call you tomorrow, or he does call you this weekend. That's a great sign that he's emotionally invested in the relationship and takes it seriously. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he wants to resolve conflicts. So if he senses that there's some tension in your relationship, that there was an argument, there was something that he knows you're not happy about, there's some resentment maybe, like he wants to, rather than ignoring that or just going and doing his own thing or just saying like, you figure it out, he wants to go into it with you, and he wants to say like, tell me more about how you're feeling, or what was so upsetting about that. How can we make it better? What do you want? And of course, it doesn't mean he's going to sacrifice himself to try to make things better all the time, because he also will have some degree of self-respect and value if he's a masculine man with some integrity and self-esteem. But he's going to want to see, how can we find a win-win solution to that where we can both be happy? Like, what can we do to resolve this conflict so that you're getting your needs met and I'm getting your needs met? I'm getting my needs met. That's a very healthy approach that also shows he's emotionally invested in the relationship. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he roots for you. So whether that's with your career, with something you're working on in your health, your family life, a hobby, your interests, like we mentioned before, like he wants to root for you, and he says things like, I believe in you, you can do this, you're amazing, I got you, I support you, what else can I do to help? Those kind of things. Like, he is in your corner and by your side. He's like your trainer in the ring that's helping you to get some water, get a towel. If you've come home from a hard day at work, you had an argument, you had a conflict with some family, he's there saying like, you know, I believe in you. We're gonna get through this together. I'm here for you, and so he's really in your corner and by your side, rooting for you. It's a great sign of emotional commitment. The next sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he has a sense for your needs, so that you don't always have to tell him, hey, I need to spend more time with you, or hey, this isn't working for me, or I need more words of affirmation or physical touch, whatever your love language might be as well. That if he's emotionally connected and committed to you, he's been able to observe you closely, and he probably has been observing you closely and making notes in your relationship for the tiny details to get a sense for your needs. When he feels that you are needing that extra little communication, that you are needing some extra physical touch or some reassurance of his feelings, of other ways that you might have needs in the relationship, the needs for quality time, or the needs for knowing that he's there for you no matter what. So he's doing those things to make sure he can meet your needs, and he's being aware of it on an intuitive level, that he knows exactly what you need when you need it. Maybe not all the time, but for the most part, he does. Now, with these points, I also want to mention that you want to give your man some grace. Men are not always mind readers. They're not always perfect. They make mistakes like anyone else. To give him some grace for not always knowing what it is you need, doing the right things in the moment, or showing you all the ways that he does love you. Because a man may actually still be deeply committed to you and may just need to learn more about what your needs are. In that sense, you need to be really good and practice communicating to your man how you're feeling in a way that doesn't attack him, and also what your needs are. And also listening to what his needs are, so that you can meet his needs as well and find that win-win in your relationship, to where you can both be happy and both be developing deeper and deeper emotional connections together in your relationship. Next, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend taking our free love quiz and virtual coaching session to get a loving, long-term, and committed relationship with a high-quality man without loneliness, frustration, or wasting any more time with emotionally unavailable men by going to getlovequiz.com, or go ahead and click on the link in the description or comments below this training. And I look forward to talking to you there. Much love. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.